Am I the asshole for not firing an employee over something extremely stupid? I, 57M, own a small business. There's only about 20 employees that work for me, but recently I hired someone new. She seemed like a great fit at first, but she's started stirring up trouble mainly with one of my hardest working employees. I didn't know this, but apparently he has an OnlyFans. The new employee came to my office one day holding a folder. Keep in mind she's been here for less than a month. She dropped the folder on my desk and opened it up. She went into a spiel showing several pictures of him and other men doing things you'd expect to see on a porn account. She started talking about how inappropriate and disgusting it was for him to be doing things like this. I felt like this was especially dumb because she was looking at porn and wanted to degrade people making it. She said he was putting out a horrible representation of our company. I really felt like this wasn't fair, cause it's entirely up to him what he wants to do outside of work and I don't control his body. She just got a lot angrier and started demanding me to fire him. I told her to just shut up and get out, probably what's making me wrong here. She went out and told everyone else and now they're demanding me to fire him too. I'd get it if we were watching children or something similar, but we literally just make drawings for games. So am I the a-hole for not firing him? Was I in the wrong here? I posted the update to my profile so everyone can see it.
Not the asshole. She had to seek those things out, and likely had to pay to see them. To my knowledge, it is also against of rules to print pictures of the content, and it is definitely revenge porn for her to give those photos to you and others without his consent. Good for you for not firing him, and I would personally choose to fire her. She's toxic. Edit. Wow. Thanks so much for the awards, they're the first I've ever gotten. I left for a wedding and didn't expect this post to blow up, much less for my comment to be at the top. Thanks to y'all and good luck to Op with damage control.
Not the asshole. In fact, I think you're a great manager. I'd consider firing her though.
Not the asshole. She violated his privacy and outed him at work. She should probably be disciplined.
Not the asshole. I'd fire her for fostering a hostile work environment and trying to force you to discriminate against another employee. His side job is his business and in no way, shape or form impacts his ability to competently perform the job he does for you. It also sounds like there's some pretty aggressive homophobia at work here. That's the kind of thing that would probably open you up to legal liability if you did cave to your other employees. Probably worth sitting them down and explaining to them that you're an equal opportunity employer and harassment will not be tolerated in the workplace.
Not the asshole. You need to fire her and then have an employee meeting, make sure everyone leaves knowing why what she did was wrong. I wouldn't talk specifically about the situation any further, but in general terms. It's against company policy to do this, this, and this.
You're absolutely right. We will not tolerate such gross, obnoxious behavior in this office. Pack your things, you're fired. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. You own the business. If your hardworking employee isn't publicly making his OnlyFans account known and bringing a bad image to your company, there isn't much of a problem. However, this might sound far-fetched, but have you asked her how she came about this information? Perhaps as she's a new hire she might be purposely looking for dirt on coworkers to climb the ranks just in thought. Either way, it's his private life and no concern of hers.
Not the asshole. Fire her. Revenge porn is illegal.
Not the asshole. But you should fire the other employee for sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment.
Not the asshole. You're a good boss. His private life is none of anyone's business as long as he's not putting anyone in danger. Perhaps you should consider firing her if she keeps making a big deal out of this.
Not the asshole. You sound like a decent human to me. You are the asshole if you don't fire the person for harassing one of your workers. She doesn't get to demand you fire someone for having a completely legal side hustle that you don't have a problem with. Honestly, you probably are opening yourself to a lawsuit if you don't fire her and quell the people who want him fired. If I was the worker, I'd be suing the shit out of you and her for things like hostile work environment, discrimination. Sure, he could claim something about being treated different for his sexual orientation, whatever his is, revenge porn, harassment, etc., etc. Honestly, it sounds like what she and the other workers are doing are opening you to a lot of liability that could screw you over. Not the asshole. So she paid for access to his account and then wants him fired. Cool.
Not the asshole. She is acting maliciously and sounds like she should be fired. Now, there are certain occupations where people simply cannot lead double lives and should expect to be fired if something like this came out, whether you agree with it or not. Those professions exist, but it doesn't sound like your job is one of them. And he wasn't the one who brought this into the workplace, someone trying to stir up trouble did. I think she should be fired, and you need to have a meeting with all your employees.
You're the only if you don't fire her. She is the one who brought a file of porn into the workplace. She is the one actively harassing a coworker. She is the one who is creating a hostile work environment by stirring up trouble with coworkers who have never been bothered by him before. You should get her out of the office before he files a very legitimate and costly suit against you for not enforcing a safe work environment. Good luck in court. I hope you have enough money for the team of lawyers you will need.
Not the asshole. The only way you'd be an asshole is if you do not fire this homophobic woman immediately.
Not the asshole. Honestly, if anyone deserves firing here, it's the employee that brought it up, since she's creating a hostile work environment over something that is irrelevant. If dude wants to do legal sex work on the side, who gives a shit? If she's so offended, she should lay off the colleague stalking and mind her own business. Please post an update after you fire her.
Not the asshole. Did she print those at work? That's a fireable offense. Do you have an HR or legal rep? I'd coordinate with them and then fire her. What your male employee does on his personal time has nothing to do with the company unless it disturbs your clients. Be warned that this future ex-employee may cause issues with your business in the future. I would have your male employee speak with his own lawyer about revenge porn. Then send her a strongly warning letter just in case she plans on showing these pics outside the company. As for your other employees, you should have an HR team come in to teach them about harassment.
Not the asshole. She is the asshole for being openly homophobic. Hold your ground. You sound like a great boss.
Not the asshole for not firing him. Depending on his role, i.e. customer-facing, it could be detrimental to your company, but that is your call whether to take issue with it. You don't have an issue with it, live and let live. Great. YWBTA if you don't fire the new girl. Her coming in with the folder was bad enough. But pushing it after you told her to drop it and spreading it around the office is wholly inappropriate, insubordinate, and bordering on harassment. She is literally leading an angry, homophobic mob against one of your best employees. Fire her.
Not the asshole. 2 words, revenge porn. Consider telling your male employee to sue her. Fire her, and make it clear that not only did she violated the workplace boundaries, she also broke the law by printing out content from his OnlyFans. Then educate your other employees on appropriate workplace boundaries. I'm so tired of the discrimination against sex workers. Edit. Grammar.
Not the asshole. What she did is illegal. Holy moly. Quite honestly, you need to fire her. Sit down with this poor guy and tell him if he wants to contact the authorities regarding this, you will have his back 100%. That seeing those pictures, you don't think badly about him at all, and whatever he does outside of work is up to him. He's not the problem or giving the company a bad name. She is. Or hopefully was.
Not the asshole. First, how did she know? For something so disgusting, she had to dig around. This isn't just floating around for anyone to find per se. Second, she brought drama into the workplace, not him. There is nothing that he is doing that impacts your business.
This is your typical Class S manipulator. She will do and say anything to get rid of people she doesn't like and even remove you as the employer. Obviously, she sounds like someone that has no boundaries, separate professional, personal life, and brown-nosing. Get rid of her before she begins to destroy your business reputation and team dynamic. Pro tip. Next time hire someone that is a professional and discreet. Ask an example of this during the interview, e.g. health information about an employee was exposed on a computer monitor and you come across the personal information displayed. How would you handle it? Did you even call past employers to check and see if she was rehire-able? Totally sounds like someone that can expose you to a legal liability. Not the asshole. If anything, I would fire the new hire for stalking her colleague and trying to get him fired for doing something completely legal.
Significant other weird how she just stumbled over his account. Obviously not the asshole, except the part where you think his extracurricular activities would matter even if you were child-minders, since his preferred sexual partners are adults, it appears. You are the asshole, should have fired her on the spot. Good worker who does legal porn in his private life versus judgmental shit stirrer. Porn guy every time. Not the asshole.
Till that OnlyFans isn't just for women. Also NTA.
I'm sorry, she wants you to fire him for being gay. This is fucking sick. Please make sure the guy is okay. Not the asshole. I had a very similar problem, except she really did cause my best employees to fight and hate each other and then got someone fired by going to corporate and lying and exaggerating. She admitted it to me, and laughed about it. I immediately got her fired. Same day. I dragged the store manager and other assistant managers into the small HR office and reported her. I then had almost all the employees on the floor report her for the lies she spread about them. You need to fire her. She already caused damage. She is toxic. She is trying to force your hand. You would be the asshole if you don't fire her.
Not the asshole, but why WBTA if you don't fire this woman? She's creating a hostile work environment and showing porn around the office. Not the asshole for not firing him. But massive asshole for not firing her, and allowing her to rally a lynch mob.
Not the asshole. I'm really glad that you stood up for him, and I saw other comments saying you're going to fire her. Hypothetically, let's say a female employee had an account and a male found it, printed out her photos, and brought them to you. How would you handle that? It should be the same with this scenario.
Not the asshole, but I'm curious as to why she went to the trouble of seeking it out. Did he reject her romantically? Seems sneaky and spiteful. There's more to the story here that you don't know or truly need to know, but I'm so curious as to what led her to do such a thing.
Not the asshole, she's tripping. Unless he watching porn on the job, then she needs to leave him the hell alone.
Wouldn't she get in legal troubles for it? There was a story the other day about a guy who took screenshots of his cousin's OnlyFans to blackmail her into quitting it. People stated that he could be slapped with a lawsuit. Anyway, I think you're a great boss and you should definitely fire her. No one needs an overbearing employee. It might also help talking to your employees about the situation. Not the asshole.
Not the asshole, you get full say if you want to fire him or not.
Not the asshole. He is fine to have the account and I don't see why you would need to fire him. I would say he would only be in the wrong if he was somehow promoting it at work, or to his coworkers. Did she say how she found out about it? 'Cause if he was talking about it at work and encouraging his coworkers to check it out, I think that would be inappropriate and her response would make more sense. Or if he was using the company logo or products in his videos, then I could also see it being an issue.
Not the asshole. He does his thing on his own time, with his own private property. She's the ass for spending the time looking for his just to shame him for just vibing and doing what he likes. I'd fire her if I could.
Not the asshole. I think it's great that you want to call a meeting with the team to address this, but may I make a suggestion? You may want to let this employee know in advance about the meeting so he can prepare for it in a way he feels fit. Everyone will know who you're talking about when you bring the topic up. People are already talking about it and odds are more people might find out after the meeting with office gossip. I think it's only fair to let him know what's happening in advance so he can mentally prepare for how he's gonna handle it.
This post strikes me as fake.
Not the asshole. But I would definitely fire her though. That's some unacceptable behavior.
Not the asshole. Unless it impacts your business in some way, what this dude does for his side gigs is no one's business.
Not the asshole. Fire her.
Not the asshole. She is a huge one and a liability for bringing in compromising photos of a coworker. I would fire her and let her know not to use you as a reference. Not the asshole for not firing him, but definitely an asshole for letting her stay. From what you're saying, the guy in the pictures is a dedicated employee. It's not okay to let someone create this kind of environment in his workplace.
She needs to go. 1. She is sexually harassing him. That alone is reason to fire her. 2. OnlyFans doesn't allow that kind of thing, it's against their TOS to do so. 3. Unless she had explicit permission from him to use those photos, she is breaking the law by showing them to you. This is why all of mine are watermarked. I know where they come from and who they come from. If someone ever leaks them, I'll know who it was and how to proceed. 4. By telling everyone she could be putting his life in danger. As a sex worker, there is a reason we don't use our real names and don't tell people we can't trust about it. People get killed for this kind of work. 5. I hope he knows that he can press charges against her as well.
Not the asshole. She needs to go immediately.